Hello, Mr. Scholl. What we'll do here is a side-by-side comparison with Nick Faldo. Wanted to describe a couple things for you in the backswing, give you a good sense of some of the geometry of the swing here. We have drawn a couple lines up through Nick Faldo here, one along the shaft of the club, the shaft line plane, another line coming up through the neckline, through the shoulders, the shoulder line plane. Creating that shaded area is important to where we want to see that club travel, both back and down. So starting with Nick Faldo and describing the movement here, the first thing that I would focus on is a one-piece style takeaway, and that involves the shoulders, the arms, hands, and belly, a pushing sensation, working the club straight back along the ground to start the club back. Let's have a look at the right side of your screen here. So you can see that club travels right along that lower yellow line there. Straight back look. Continuing back, the left arm will gently start to turn clockwise. So as the arm rotates, he pushes down on the heel pad in the left hand. Of course, that gets the club to stay above that lower yellow line and in front of his hands as it passes parallel to the ground. So that's a good checkpoint for you, I think, to work on here, trying to keep that club in line with your body, parallel with the target line. That's a good position to be at that moment. So let's go ahead and take you back to that position and see how you compare. Excellent setup position there. I like where you how you stand there. Nice forward tilt there. Shoulders nicely in front of the hips there. Arms beneath the shoulders there. Maybe a little bit more space here between the hands and the body than what I saw with Nick Faldo. So you possibly maybe bring the hands up just a little nearer the body. I think it might be helpful. But as we continue into the backswing here, you can see you start the club back nicely, right on line. As it continues a little further, it starts to work a little below that lower yellow line, below the shaft line, so that's a little on the inside, under the correct plane. So I'd like to see that club at that point staying a little bit higher and more in front of you. Let's continue back. So we can start to see a difference at that point. Your club is right on your right pocket, Nick Faldo, a little bit more in front, keeping the hands, club in line with the body. So I think working on that could be real important as you work upward toward the top. For Nick, on the right here, the club will start to steepen away. Working up on that right shoulder. You can see the hands right on the right side of the chest. A nice angle to notice here. The end of the club working downward between the ball target line here and the toe line. So a good angle for the club to be on. That's termed on plane there at that moment. A little bit flatter at that point, just outside the ball target line if we draw that line down the shaft of the club. So maybe getting that club to steepen a little bit away, keep it more in front of you in the early part. Swing there and try to get that club just a little bit more in front of you, a bit more upright. So ideally, if I looked at this, I'd kind of like to see the hands a little bit more here in front of the body, the club maybe perhaps a little bit more vertical at that point. Completing the backswing, right turning, stretching, coiling to the top. You can see Nick at the top here aligning the club up, pointing it down the target line, the right arm in a nice supportive position. Of course, he's set into the right leg at that moment. See a little bit, maybe a little bit of separation here, right elbow and arm kind of moving a little bit out away from the body here. As we work up toward the top, a little bit of a higher look here with the club well above your head. So that would lead me to believe that maybe there's a little bit more range of motion at the wrist there. You could kind of really set the club down a little bit more, so just so it's appearing above your hands at that point. Working into the downswing, I think this is where I saw some of the things that I would work on. Just trying to maintain your body position there, body angles, really I think would be the emphasis here. Watch how Nick brings the club down, tucking the right elbow, really holds the right hip back as he unwinds the left side, the left shoulder and knee, initiate that downswing. Right elbow, of course, coming down into the body. really allows him to maintain some good body angles here as he gets down into the impact area. Club right up here, right between the arms here, coming into impact. In front of the body here, really where he can extend down and through the golf ball. Here as you came down, I think you did work a little bit lower, so you had a little bit of a dipping effect going here. The head did drop a little bit, I thought, in the downswing. That hips moved a little bit inward, right hip coming a little bit early. Not way out of play now. I like the angle. I like how the club came in. The hands were just perhaps a little bit high through impact, but you can see that you have much more of a roundish look here. So I think that's an identifying thing there for trying to work on holding the right hip back a bit more in your downswing, quieting some of that movement there to the legs and the lower body. I think that would help you keep your spine in a nice position there. I think there'd be more consistency attached to that. So I think the main thing that I was looking at here is we just have to try to keep that right hip back a little bit more, allow the arms and hands club to re-rotate on the forward swing there on the way down, and really put you into a good release position here coming through impact. I think if you can kind of think about that, the backswing there, working on perhaps keeping that club a little bit more in front of you, keep the club head high and in front of you on the backswing, work on holding that right hip back a little bit on the downswing. I think that'd be real helpful for you to keep that club traveling nicely on plane there and give you some good consistent results. I hope that helps. And of course, enjoy the website. There's quite a bit of content on there for you to view. Everything from a putting lesson down to a specialty shot, maybe perhaps a long bunker shot. So enjoy, and thanks again for visiting us here at the Rookery and the Faldo Golf School.